Welcome to round 2 of my career mode. We're here in Portimao, but first, let's discuss the Yamaha debut in Qatar. It was a thrilling fight in the sprint, but it started with a bang by getting banged off the track by Enea Bastianini. I had to work extremely hard to recover all the points and positions to get back up to P5 for the sprint, but the featured race is where the fun and games were lying. Between myself and the factory Ducatis, we swapped overtakes numerous times for multiple laps until we finally got the better of the Bologna Bullets and started to build a gap for second place. Now in second place, I fell asleep and I made a stupid mistake which brought Marc Marquez and many other riders back into the fray. Thankfully, I got back on the bike and was still able to finish in second, but absolutely no one could touch Brad Binder. Can he be beaten here in Portimao? Let's find out. So here we go then, from the best possible seat in the house, here on the roller coaster. Let's see if we can dive into Primera corner first. Not the greatest of starts. Pedro Acosta was a lightning start there as we go on to the brakes and hopefully around the outside of many riders we can. Oh, Binder got took out. That's the championship leader, don't forget. He was absolutely brilliant in Qatar as he took the victory. In fact, he took both victories, both the sprint and the featured race in Losail International Circuit. Well, that's a great start. I had an excellent qualifying. It was really solid. Left it to the very end. And the Ducati, and that's actually twice Aleix Espargaro has now had an incident on the first couple of corners. He collided with Jorge Martin in Qatar, and now this has happened here. And he got took out by his teammate Digia in the sprint of Qatar, so not great for the factory Ducati duo. I'll try and avoid the wheelie there, going over the crest and then into the Craig Jones corner. I've just seen Pedro Acosta at the bottom of the screen. He's closing in. Now, if you've seen my season last year, well, last year, but in last year's championship, but this year's game, of course, we actually had a brilliant fight with Pedro Acosta at this very same track, but in much different conditions. And I've got to confess, the conditions don't look fruitful already. It's looking a little bit concerning. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully there isn't another flag-to-flag disaster like there was last year where Maverick Vinales got ran over. Pedro is right on our tail. What can we do going into the first corner? Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this already or not, but I have moved across to a different rear brake disc. I never thought I'd do it when I was practicing in Portimao, and I realised I had forgot to change my rear brake disc. And I will confess, the 8-inch larger rear brake disc felt significantly stronger here in Portimao. Well, of course it does feel stronger, but it also felt significantly better at getting the Yamaha stopped. Now with the Honda, that wasn't really a concern because the front end was so good on the Honda. Yamaha, not as good. I don't feel I can really brake as strong as I could with the RC2. Oh my god, I just touched the curb then. We're okay. Get back to what I was saying. But with the Honda, I did feel like I could really slam onto the brakes and I was pretty good. Here, it just feels... it's probably the same, it's just I haven't really pushed the Yamaha to that extent yet. But I was pleasantly surprised with the use of the larger rear brake disc. My only concern is when I'm not straight line braking, the rear might come round, so I've got to be careful with the rear brake. So far, so good. Pole position, leading the sprint on lap 2. We're alright. We can continue this way, providing Pedro Acosta does not get through. Now I'm curious to see if Aleix Espargaro was taking that long lap penalty, and apparently he hasn't. As you can see in the bottom left hand corner of your screen on the map, there is no sight of Aleix Espargaro taking that long lap penalty. As we are the fastest man on track at 1:38.045. I'm beginning to look like Top Rack Razgatlioglu into Primera corner. Front end is solid. Rear wheel skipping across the tarmac. Now, although the Yamaha is classed as behind the Honda, this bike feels significantly better. And I've seen a comment in the recent one that I haven't complained about wheelies yet, and you're absolutely right. And I think that is because this is not too bad. This is alright. we will probably not complain about the wheelies, providing I can master it. I think the Yamaha's probably the best. Oh, God, I thought that was it for sure. That all happened because I touched the curb and we lost the front ever so slightly, then going into the right-hander. I couldn't get away with holding onto the rear brake like I could with the smaller rear brake disc. And that, my friends, was sheer DrAce panic. Now we're on the back foot to catch up to the future of MotoGP himself, the Aprilia man, Pedro Acosta. Can we stay with the number 31? In fact, number 37. I probably should have... Oh, I can't get a mod for 37, actually, now think about it. Because Augusto Fernandez is still in my game, of course. He'll be back to 37 next season, of course. So back onto the power. And down onto the brakes into the Primera corner. Oh, I was a bit close to the apex there. You know, it's a pure concentration moment when I go quiet. And this track is one of those that requires a lot of concentration. But now we change the subject, we change the topic of focus here. We don't worry about ourselves on the Yamaha. We keep our eyes fixated on the Spaniard ahead of us. In fact, temperature is rising here. Look at the clouds just disappearing a little bit. Pedro's wide into Samsung. That is giving us a chance to fight back. I'm not going to complain about the Yamaha and the wheelies there because it's just a very difficult corner to keep the front end down. Lean into the right-hander. That's a nice apex. Oh, Jesus! It was Martin who collided with us in the featured race last season, which actually gave me a long lap penalty. Because he crashed, though, I was still able to finish the lap ahead of him via 3 seconds, which gave me the second place. But I really love the circuit at Portimao, and we are yet to win here in MotoGP. Sprint or featured race. And that's not going to get any easier with Pedro Acosta in front of us. No signs of Brad Binder, of course, took out into the first corner. Don't know how that would have changed things. I imagine he would be right there with us. Now it's Martin who's the fastest man on track, a 1:37.501 for the current real-life MotoGP World Champion. Pedro slow again into the Primera corner. That is giving us a chance. Can I? Oh, the riposte! Well, I guess not. If it is a riposte, it took a long bloody time to attack again. Can't really call it a counter-attack when it was like 3 laps ago. But I'm going to send it alongside Pedro Acosta. Look at him leaning on me. Wow, the vibration. I have never felt vibration in this dual sense controller like it on this game. That must have been just because he was leaning into me. Now, I mentioned this in a Moto 3 video a while ago. When you lean and a rider is going full momentum into you, for some reason, you just basically, I don't even know how to describe it, but you basically lose your traction and then you just float until that rider then puts you into that position. It's not a good explanation, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It takes the control away from you there, and I couldn't do anything. I just had to basically wait until Pedro Acosta got off the acceleration into the left, or at least had the momentum come to a close for me to then move. But oh, that was close, and that's put me off track. Martin! I almost pulled my back, I tensed that much then. I thought Martin was going to hit us for sure. Well, what a race this is proving to be here in the sprint of Portimao. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers into the Primera corner? It's Acosta. He wasn't settled. He's run it deep. Beautiful. Textbook DrAce. Put that in the archives, ladies and gentlemen. How to respond from an attack of Pedro Acosta. That was brilliant. I'm pleased with that. Let's break him. Keep it together. And let's break Acosta's spirit. I love this Yamaha. It feels amazing. Oh, I've got to be careful going that curb. It works, I know it works, but it just makes me feel nervous every time. Trying to avoid the wheelie as we lean into the left-hander. Back across to the right, quick downshift. I'm playing it safe here though. I can go in there a lot faster, but I want to play it safe. We do not need to rush it. Oh, just clipped the apex. Back into the left-hander. And onto the power. Our gap is building. Didn't quite expect to see the one of the Prima Pramac Ducatis. They didn't really do much in the first race. It was all about the Aprilias. But they're actually technically the best team in our MotoGP season. They're at the top of the pile when it comes to the team comparison. But enough about that for now. This is the final lap here in the sprint of Portimao. Can we deter Pedro Acosta? I think we can. Beautiful apex. Get that again and defend into Lagos. Is it Lagos corner? I think it is. Into the right-hander. Yes. The advantage. The advantage. 6/10. 5/10 clear. Brake nice and early where that white line is on the right-hand side of your screen. Works every time. And of course, with the benefit of the OLED ultrawide, I can see a lot of things around me, and I do not see any rider sneaking up on the inside or even feinting a lunge right now. I think we've got this done. The first victory with Yamaha. Granted, it is the sprint, but we'll see what we can do in the race. If this is indicative of what's to happen in the race, then sign me up. Bit of a battle with Acosta, and they give him the old finger wag, like Lorenzo to Marquez in Jerez. The I don't think so, sunshine. We've done it. Well, have we? 2.5 tenths? No, there's surely not. There's no way they can attack me now. Can they? Oh no. 1/10 of a second? No! No, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. He can't. He can't get me now with the speed. Oh, he gambled. Oh, I live a fortunate life. We did it. That's a top performance, that is. Sprint victory number 1 with Yamaha in our second round of the season. Nice. So 3 objectives in today's video, and 2 of them are done. Pole position, and now the sprint victory. And that was an average start, and also an average introduction for this race here right now. Oh, a lace a little bit wide. Pedro Acosta. I'm going to send it into Lagos. We've got it. We've got it. Oh, here comes Acosta. Oh, beautiful return. Beautiful retaliation. Oh, we've kicked off from exactly where we ended in the sprint just a moment ago. I've just been... Oh! Whoops. I almost lost the front. Okay. So I've just had, what, 5-10 minutes of trying to go through replays of the sprint. I've cooled down ever so slightly, but I'm straight back to it. I know it's coming. The fun and games are about to continue. Oh, Augusto Fernandez is out. Bagnaia, what? What has happened behind? There must have been a huge accident behind us, though. Look at... what? Alright, fine. Oh, Marquez was the instigator. He must have took out Marquez and Bagnaia. As Pedro Acosta sends it in front of me. Oh, it's happened again. Just as I was explaining earlier. When you get into that moment where you touch another rider as they turn, it just pushes you into him. That was awkward, but we're all alright. Everyone's on the bike, and ooh, bit of a nudge. I mean, cheers, Pedro. Just take me around the corner for me, mate. Cheers. We've got the speed. Oh, I didn't deploy the ride height device there. No. The ride height device is not deployed. The ride height device is not engaged. Please do not engage now. Oh, that's oh no, that's a nightmare. Oh, MotoGP and their electronics. I can see the person fist waving in the air right now. That's why we don't need those in MotoGP. Oh, man. Well, I've got to be careful with that then. When I'm on that long straight, I need to make sure I deploy it quicker. There's one thing I've learned with the ride-out device is you have to deploy it at the right time to... Oh, what am I doing? Let's just calm down a bit. We're getting a little bit excited here. It's alright. Touch the Craig Jones corner though and it's over, but what I wanted to say was in regards to the ride-out device. If you deploy it too early, it can be extremely detrimental. You've got to try and deploy it at the right moment. And that time, I definitely didn't. Quick context as well for you, the fact that Pecco Bagnaia, who was fighting with me for the World Championship, who just lost by 5 points last season, as a matter of fact, has only scored 2 points so far. Especially with him being out now, he has 2 points to his name. What a difference a bike can make. What a difference a championship can make too. Season by season it changes all the time. Right, Pedro is still struggling into turn 1. This is where we can take advantage. Rear tyre just span a bit there. I did mention that a few times in Qatar. Noticed that's one thing about the Yamaha. It does still have that problem. Oh, the Frenchmen have come together. Teammate and Johan Zarco. That's really wide. I'm not going to get this stop. It wasn't too bad, actually. I felt like we were going to lose significant more time than that. Aleix Espargaro's up to 3rd. He's having a decent race with the Factory Ducati squad. That Factory Ducati squad's now a bit more like Cal Crutchlow and Dovi compared to what it has been over the past few years. I'm taking serious liberties there. Ooh. And I'm also a little bit alarmed. My headphones are beeping, which means I think my headphones are possibly going to die. I would really appreciate if they don't. I can hear that there's a buzz and a beep every now and again, just to let you know. I don't know what the battery life will be, but I have a suspicion that I might have to pause this soon. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to change, as the battery is hot swappable. I always have one charging in the little DAC thing of the Steel Series Arctis Pro Wireless, whatever the hell they're called. It's a big long number, or long name. So I can quickly swap it out, but that's not a problem. But for now, I tell you what, I might actually be able to get through here. Sneakily, we can attack Pedro Acosta a little bit. This might be another overtake like we did. No, I'm not close enough this time, but it looks similar. That we might have had a chance into the same corner we did in the sprint. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the backside if this headphone disappears. Well, if it just dies, it is a nightmare then to try and shift. There's a little challenge I do recommend to you guys. Try this game in manual gears without sound. It's very difficult. When I was working with BMW on the project at Donington Park and Motorcycle Live, bringing people towards playing Ride 5, sometimes I just played it without the headphones just so I could still talk to people, and yeah, it's really difficult trying to hit the gears at the right moment. I think it also happens in Ride 5 as there's another beep, sorry. It happens in Ride 5 as well in some certain tracks where for some reason your audio just completely disappears. I've had that happen many times before. Okayama for one. Can't remember the other oh, Brands Hatch. It also does it in Brands Hatch too, so yeah. Still not bad. We're still surviving. But I think sooner or later it is about to go. So I can only apologise for when we pause this. I hate pausing during videos. I think it completely ruins the flow. But I'll edit it as quick as I can in post. Goodness me, I got really close to him again in there. He seems to struggle into Lagos. That could be our opportunity to get through. slipstream. Can we send it? I think I might be able to, but I don't really need to rush it. The only thing I do need to rush is pausing the game and grabbing that hot swappable battery. It's not going to be long now. I got through. Oh, not quite close enough. Apologies. I'm going full concentration mode here. Whoa! Oh. So close. So close losing the front into the Craig Jones corner. I'm getting a bit on edge here. Apologies. It's going to go, isn't it? It's... What? I didn't even see I got track limit warnings. Apologies. Now on to the right. Oh, it's gone! It's gone! It's gone! Get me on this straight. Get me on this straight. Yep, that'll do. So what seems for you like approximately a millisecond or something like that took a little bit longer. Probably about a good 10-15 seconds there. But what I can do now is I can lean back in my chair and we can relax a little bit now. I have sound. Apologies for that small intrusion in the video, but we're back to it. And now I can focus all in on attacking Pedro Acosta. Tell you what, if we win here in this one, suffering the issues with the lack of battery on the headset, and this is certainly going to go down in history as one of the most interesting victories I've ever won. But so far so good. It's still Pedro Acosta leading the way. I'm not losing ground with him. I'm still very much staying with him, pushing as much as I can. Keep on going. Oh, that's it. That's it. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to muscle him. Quick little apology. Just put your arm out and say, sorry, Pedro. But that was my moment. That's when we knew we had to strike. Oh, little nudge. Pedro's head ricocheted backwards then, didn't it? 10th of a second. Actually, we're on a really good lap here as well. Our lap times hasn't been wonderful, because I have just been following him, but we're all in the 37s. Okay, did anticipate a lunge there from Pedro, didn't come. Ooh. Rear tyre just slipped out ever so slightly there. I think I have a unique line for this one. I should go a little bit wider, to be fair, but it works for me. And it's kept me ahead. And now into the brakes, into the Primera corner. Does Pedro Acosta have anything to say about our lunge in the Samsung corner? Onto the brakes, just before that white line. Turning in, turning in, turning in. Beautiful. We got the better of him in the sprint after sending up on the inside. Has he not got what it takes? The gap has gone to 4.5 tenths of a second now. Maybe my my aggressive lunge caught him off guard. Possibly losing just a little bit of confidence in the latter stages of this Portimao race. Nicely done. Into the Samsung corner. That is the Samsung corner, the turn 8, ladies and gentlemen. Now over the rise, and then into the left-hander of the Craig Jones. Beautiful apex there. And every time, nice and gentle, downshift a second, wing it in to the Portimao corner, and we're through. So I tell you one thing as well. That was no fluke with the Aprilias in Qatar. Brad Binder was on fire. And Brad Binder is up to third. He was about 1.5 seconds behind me when I was in second. So I don't know whether he can catch up to Acosta. But I'm kind of hoping they engage, then I can smooth sailing towards the end. I've already had my bit of stress in this one here today. And I'm really conscious about mucking it up again. Because remember what happened in Qatar? I made a faux pas towards the end of the race. Wow, I tell you what, that could have been a string of rhyming accidentally moments there. It was a minor faux pas on the Yamaha in Qatar. And it certainly was turn 5. I lost the front. I think it was turn 5. Turn 3, I remember. Can't remember the corner number now, but yeah, I binned it. But I think I had a big enough gap to hold the second place. Now, of course, we are the World Championship leader right now. If this race ended, we tied Brad Binder up on points because we were 12 points behind in Qatar at the end of that Grand Prix. And, of course, we won 12 points back in the sprint when Brad Binder got took out by Alicia Spargo in today's video. So it's currently whoever wins this one between myself and Binder. I know Binder's in third, but... Oh, in fact, yeah, actually, no, Binder's in... Yeah, Binder's in third, isn't he? For some reason, I thought he was in second. Yeah, so I should still be leading the championship now. Well, not by much. I'll be leading about 9 points. Way too early to talk championship, but it's something to mention nonetheless. Bring it up. Have a chinwag about it. Because you might be wondering where some people are in the championship positions. Of course, I will be showing you that at the end of the video. But what I can say is I'm beginning to really relax. And this could be the wrong move. Pedro's not pushing as fast as he was. Because I'm taking a little bit of a step back. Across the line. 2/10 off the pace. But I think it's sufficient. Oh, the rear tyre. I do love that Primera corner. We were off the track ever so slightly there. That's the second track limit warning. Just keeping ourselves on our toes. And keeping you guys, because I know I like to give you guys heart attacks every now and again. Cast your minds back to Qatar. Cast your minds back to Valencia. That's happened. I'm just seeing on the bottom right corner of the screen there as well, actually. I can't believe we're 55 points clear from Fabio Quartararo. He was 5th in the winter testing. I was 14th. Ooh, that was a bit of a snap. That's okay. So I cannot believe how poor Quartararo has done. I do feel it's something to do with the team's comparisons. Because Yamaha is quite low down compared to the other bikes. As I say, we're behind Honda, but Honda, like Bears is up to 8th, and obviously Bagnaia must have crashed at some point. I think he was involved in that collision we seen earlier on with Marc Marquez. So lean in to 13. I remember this seeing Pedro Acosta dominating in 13 in Moto 3. He is not dominating it now. He's down to second. 0.6 of a second, 0.5, 0.4 was a little bit there. This is going to be another 38 lap time and Pedro still cannot catch up to us. Are we going to be dictating the pace? I think we are. Half a second down is Acosta. And I don't think Brad Binder's got anything to say about it. Can I actually take the fastest lap of the race and go for the absolute ultimate domination here in Portimao? Pole position, sprint victory, fastest lap time, and soon to be the Grand Prix win as well. The perfect Portimao weekend. That'd make a decent title, but kind of spoils the result maybe, so maybe I shouldn't. We'll change it up. I'll probably go for something to do with the roller coaster. You have to, don't you? It's Portimao. No better way than saying it's Portimao without saying the words it's Portimao. It's the roller coaster. Ah, yeah, I know which one. I know which track you mean. So let's recap them. We're 7.5 of a second ahead of Acosta. We actually had a bit of a... We were only 0.3 of a second down on our delta time there, so this should put us back into the 137s. It's not absolutely critical, but it would certainly help our chances of winning this one. Ooh, a bit wide. It's a bit of a difficult corner to get right, that one. There's not really any markings on the track. You sort of go with gut instinct to get that one right. Now, I don't know if it's just me, because I have stopped pushing for a bit, but I've noticed the rear tyre is beginning to feel a little bit slippery. Across the line, still really low 138, so the lap time consistency's not been bad. I'd like to be a little bit closer to the 37s, but it's been okay. That rear tyre on the right hand side is beginning to feel a little bit slippery, especially coming out to the final corner and then sending it. So from Sagres onwards, going into the long straight, that's where I'm a little bit cautious about that right hand side of the soft rear tyre. Let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt us. Well, I've got a decision to make after this one as well. Do I continue with the rear brake disc on 8 inches? Or whatever the equivalent is in millimetres? I am curious. It does feel okay. I just think some tracks it probably won't work out. There's another prime example. Did you see the rear wheel? It is beginning to spin up a bit. Gap is 6.5 tenths of a second. Now, I don't want to try and make this too exciting, because then I'll only make myself nervous. But Acosta's gap has stayed the same. There was yellow flags out for a moment then. Marco Bezzecchi's fallen away from top 8, and then Jack Miller is out. Were they together on track? Was Jack Miller up to the top 10? I'm just really focusing in now on that rear tyre. It doesn't look too bad. It's not often I actually stare at the bottom of the tyre, but it just feels a little bit more vibrations coming in that rear tyre. It's a 138.1. That's back-to-back 38.1s. There's nothing wrong with our consistency, as a matter of fact. Might have been a bit harsh on myself a minute ago. But that's 4 laps in a row of no more difference of 2 tenths of a second. Brad Binder's up to second. Excuse me, my throat's tickling me, but Brad Binder is now up to 1.3 seconds behind me, so he's got through on Pedro Acosta. Bloody hell, the rear... That's why I don't like that rear brake disc. And see how the bike started to wobble? It works well, but when you rely on it mid-corner, that's where it gets really unsettled. Works well for the straight line braking, however. Okay, I'm a little bit concerned now. I'm on a good lap, and the gap is actually coming down. That's not a great exit out of the Portimao corner. That's going to cost me time. We've got to stay calm here. We've got to... No, come on. The rear brake... I don't know why, but the rear tyre lifted then. We've got 8 tenths. We don't need to panic. We've got 5 tenths. We need to panic. We do need to panic. 7 tenths. We're all right. We're not losing time. I'm sorry. I feel a bit nervous for this one. Come on then, across the line. Are we still in the low 38s? We are. We were only 5,000 of a second off the lap time before. We don't need to panic. That's 5 laps in a row then. Of less than, what, 2 tenths of a second separation? That's consistency in the end of the Grand Prix. We've got this. Stay calm. We've done this. Stay ace, ladies and gentlemen. This is our first victory with Yamaha. We should enjoy this. Celebrate it, in fact. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. This has been a pleasure. I can't wait to record the next one now. And coming up is COTA. I really like COTA. Never used to, but it has grown on me exponentially. So I am really looking forward to showing you that next, hopefully very soon. Ooh. Careful, careful. I think we're okay. I think the lap time is a little bit misleading. They seem to be significantly quicker in Sector 2, but Sector 1 I am just way ahead. I think in the qualifying I was about 3 or 4 tenths quicker, but in the rest of it, it started to even out. Gap's down to 3 tenths of a second. Jesus Christ, where the hell's this lap time coming from Brad Binder? No, he can't. We can't, no. It's a Catalunya thing. If you get to turn 10, you've got this one. He's keeping me honest, though. Fair play to Brad. I can hear him. But we've done it. We have done enough to secure the victory here in Portimao. Marvellous performance. Anyway, guys, that's that. Thank you very much for watching the video. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. If you want to see the championship standings, I'll show you now. And upon that note, I will see you next time round. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.